Hello, I am the man in blue, and this past weekend I won the Bristol Regional for the Gundam card game, and it was an amazing feeling. I went into the weekend not expecting to win. I was hoping to get top 16 to get my invite to the EU finals, but the fact that I was able to take it all down is an immense feeling, and the community support around it as well has been incredible. And to celebrate, I'm going to be making a couple of videos. I'm going to be making this one you're watching right now, which will be the deck profile. And then I'm going to be making another video later on about my run through, what I went against, and how those games went, and how I ended up being able to take down the Bristol Regional. But anyway, onto the actual profile. Like most players that were at the event, because there were so many there from what I talked to, I was playing blue-purple. It is a very good, very consistent deck. And it was the right choice. If you're good at the game, it lets you win a lot more than you could do on other decks. And I'm going to go through my card choices and why. Now, first up, we do have all of the gyms, the 2-1-2-2s. I myself am running 9. You can run 9 of any in this deck. It does not matter, does not matter what they are. They are just there to be your, I'm going to flood the board. And then to have a bigger thing to flood the board as vanillas, we have 3 Rezels. Again, these could be Hyakurans. Just, you're running 3 for the ratios. These I found were a nice balance. Doesn't really matter. What does matter is the cards with actual effects on them, because these are the cards you actually need to think about when you're playing, even though most of the time they're in the deck because they're just too good not to. For example, the 4 Anxias and the 4 Guntanks. These cards just, ping 1 damage. They're very, very good. That's why you play them. A lot of the decks in cards in this deck are just, it's good. You just run them because they let you do this. This lets you clear the board while developing your own. So that's why they get run. They're very, very good. What's also very good is the entire Tekkadan package we run. First form, card draw on a body. Incredibly good. If this is let to swing and draw a card, sometimes if you run this into another body, it's incredibly good at trading. And then, again, to activate that, you have Gundam Barbatos Adapt. Again, it's Anxia, but better because it pings standing and also hits your first form, which means you get to swing and draw cards. Incredibly good. And to finish off the Tekkadan package, we have 3 Rebakes. This is a card, I think, that you cannot go without. In the current climate of blue-purple, it is significantly less aggro than every other aggro deck, but having 3 saves me in the mirror in several of my games, just because it says block and another ping. So if ever you need to kind of hold your opponent back if they've taken the aggression, this card being able to take out a unit and then stop a swing is, it's needed. It is essential. I think anyone that says you can skip out on the Gusion Rebake, I think that's a mistake. I think it's a crucial card, and I used to be running it at 4, and then I was running it at 2 when I was trying to go a little quicker. But then as I've been playing, I was playtesting on the Friday before the regional, I realized that I really wanted that extra 1 to make sure that I had the extra unit, and also it's a nice balance where you don't see it too much, that it breaks you if you need to go faster, but you can still see it enough time to see like a couple per game and be able to say, okay, this has got me in a really comfortable position. Then obviously the pilot to finish that off is Mikazuki. Excellent again, links with 8 of your cards, which is a really, really nice amount to link with, so you're always going to be able to link him off in all of your games basically that you see him. And then we have the Gundam package. This package does not need to be introduced, because Gundam and Amuro are just an insanely good card. But so again, 3 Gundam. I've seen a lot of people running 4 of these, but instead of running like 4 of those, I'm running 3 Gundams and 2 NT1s. And again, this card is slower than a lot of the other decks. A lot of other decks have cut the NT1 or are only running 1. But I think it's crucial enough for the extra ping and the extra card draw. For example, you pair it with Mikazuki, it pings 2 on arrested units and gets you a card draw, which I think is absolutely insane. And again, even if you pair it with just Amuro to get a link who you want to run anyway, because again, if you need to control, Amuro is a crazy card. Rest 1 links with 5 of your units, so it's a nice another amount again. Very, very good card. Amuro does not need to be talked about. And then the war criminal that was put on the abandoned restricted list, the Corsica base, obviously running 2. And then, again, no one needs to introduce Corsica base. It is incredibly, incredibly good. And finally, for my base's white base, I included 2 copies. I have seen some people running white, like just running the 2 Corsicas, but I think the biggest issue with that is you're reducing the amount of times that you get to get something out of shield, which can absolutely save you. My round 9 was saved by me having a base in last. That saved me, and then let me turn the momentum of the game around completely. And so running 4 is like essential for that. And also, white base helps a lot in a lot of the red matchups, where if they're trying to just ping away all your units, you just make a new one. And then you can keep going, and then you make a new one, and you keep going, and it could be a real struggle for them, and you can get so much value out of it. And then the last card of the deck is just going to be 2 Show of Resolves. Again, incredibly good card, just incredibly, incredibly good value. Because it just lets you go up in hand, especially late game, if you're starting to run low on resources. You can just play Show of Resolve, fill up a little bit, play some more cards, and like you fill your board and you put the pressure on your opponents. Now, a couple of cards I do want to mention that were in my deck and then got cut a little later on. The big one is Fatal Strike. This was incredibly tough for me to cut, because it has saved me so many times against early blockers. It's let me just gain early tempo so often. But as I'm playtesting, I'm realizing that in a lot of matchups, it becomes a dead card in hand if my opponent doesn't have unit or only has the higher level stuff. So they're not quite getting as value as you want. And so for that, that's where I was going, okay, I was running 2, I took 1 out for a rebake, and then I took another 1 out to go in for the final Archer, because I was also just on 3 at the beginning. But I think in total, this is the most solid deck I think I've played so far. It's not as fast as every other blue-purple, but I think in the current climate where blue-purple is as prevalent as it is, taking that little slowdown to let yourself go a little longer and turn the page if your opponent does get that momentum going, I think going longer is significantly better than only focusing on rushing, because it gives you more options, and more options are good because it lets you express your skill a little bit more of being able, I know how to trade, I know when to go for board, I know when to go for game. And so yeah, that's my deck profile. It is incredibly short, incredibly quick. Thank you again to everybody that has supported me through the win, supported me over the weekend. It means a whole lot. So shout out to the Northwest, the UK. You know who you are if you're watching this video. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. There will be another video out soon about the actual tournament run. I will see you in the next one.